Right here, I do want to show you this button right there that says ePortfolios. I don't know if this was a feature. Does D2L have a portfolio feature? Okay. All right. ePortfolios, it can either be public or private. Students can set up as many as they want or need. When you create an ePortfolio, it'll obviously ask you to give it a name. There's a button there to make it public. Public means that someone outside of your Canvas system could see it if you sent them the link to it. So students could potentially use that for, you know, an internship or getting a job if they had examples they wanted someone to see that lived in their portfolio. It is not the prettiest interface. I'm going to totally tell you that and not lie about it. But it's fully functional. Students can build as many sections or pages as they need to in there. They're going to have access to all the pieces of work that they've handed in through Canvas for their entire length of their career. I can even see them as an instructor. I mean, I can create one as an instructor too if I'm, you know, taking a course and I have any examples of work in there. So students would be able to see anything they've recently submitted and they could turn it in. There's also a way that they could download portfolios as a zip file. So that is one of the pieces of functionality that you're going to see when you're in your account area there. I do want to talk about files now while we're looking at it. If I click on files from here, it's going to show me all of the files that I've uploaded to Canvas in all of the courses that I'm attached to. So this is like a link to my giant file repository. So I'm going to see all of my courses here on my left-hand side. And then I can see for each one of those courses any files that I've set up in there, any folders that are in there. We're going to talk about files a little bit more later on. I don't want anybody to freak out with the limit that you're seeing down there, so you will see a file limit. We'll talk about what things count against that in a course when we get into courses a little bit later on.
What happens when the file limit is reached?
When the file limit is reached, it'll show you that it's all the way filled up, and it won't let you turn any more files in. Doesn't happen for students. Students don't have a limit. The only people who have a limit are instructors, and it's by course and just for the length of that course. And it's 1 gig. So if they have giant files, like especially like video files, we're just going to, you know, say that there's probably somewhere else they could be hosting them instead of using Canvas to host them. But we'll talk a little bit about that later.